Morning, Dawn.
Morning, Peter.
It's Monday morning, Dawn.
I know.
Yeah, Monday morning. We love Monday mornings, don't we?
No.
No. You're off to work, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to take Dawn to work in a minute. But, oh, welcome to Boating on a Budget, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I keep forgetting that bit.
You're naughty.
Welcome to Boating on a Budget. Yeah, while I take Dawn to work, you can have a quick catch-up. Over the weekend, we did a few jobs that we'll show you later. But we did make a start on sort of replacing our door. It's a quality door, that, innit? Replacing that section there. So be catching up on that. And then I'll see you when I get back from dropping Dawn off from work. The first board I'm going to fit then is this front one along here. But to start with, I'm going to do it in two halves anyway, to make it a little bit easier. And what I've done is I've put a mark on this piece of wood at each point where there's like a transition, if you like, so where the angle changes. So kind of obviously one where we're starting, one where it dips that way, and then one to pick up the angles down here. The easy way of then doing it is, if I hold this board that's got a straight edge that I'm going to use up against that, put my first mark in line with the end of the board there, and then mark the other positions on it. What I can then do is get my ruler, and obviously we know this one is the first one, so that's sort of 32 millimeters. So if I measure down, let me get my board the right way around, that way around, if I measure down 32 millimeters, I know that's where I'm going to be starting from. And likewise at this point it's 61 millimeters. So if I measure down 61 millimeters, put the mark there. For instance, as I then draw a line between that point and cut to that, that will follow the shape of the roof of the boat. And I'll do that for that corner there as well. Nice simple way of getting what's a fairly complicated angle cut correctly. Got these boards cut then, all nicely trimmed up. Put plenty of CT1, the adhesive and sealant, in there, and then just a few brad nails just to hold it all in place while that all sets up. So that's that front face here done on this side. It's now a case of getting the boards on. This is just 12mm ply, a structural ply, so it's nice and sturdy. But obviously I've just got a couple of clamps holding it in place, and then it's just a case of marking it along the back there, same down the side, then cutting it out, and then we'll pre-drill and countersink the holes, a bit like I did on these boards down here. You can get that on. Again, plenty of CT1, hold it all in place and make sure it's all nicely sealed. Last bit to do on this side then is fit this top section. Once I've done this, I think I'm going to have to turn the boat round and start doing the other side. Obviously I'll have a brew in between times like, but obviously you've seen me do this side, so while I'm doing all that, you can have a quick look back at what me and Dawn got up to over the weekend. Because although we didn't do masses on the boat, there were a few jobs we had to do around the place. So have a look at them, and I'll see you in a bit. We're looking a bit chaotic round here, love.
You're not kidding, we are.
I think we're kind of taking over, so I think before we even think about doing anything on boat today, we need to have a bit of a sort out.
Yeah.
There's a couple of little jobs to do along the way. I need to just sort that little table out for my mum and dad. There's some firewood needs cutting.
I'll do that.
Because if we get this cut, we can put that on our log burner, can't we? So if you want to get cracking on that, I'll get cracking on this table.
Yeah.
Guess what though? Tig, you're it. Time to make a brew.
You're not very nice, Mr. Big.
So, let's have a look. It's a bit wonky this. I think the easiest way of rectifying this is to cut a bit off one of the legs.
Chops alright. Sorry, Mum.
I think if I cut one of these legs down a little bit, I think it's just basically, I'm guessing at some stage it's perhaps got damp. They paid a whole £1 for this from a car boot sale. They knocked them down, it was £1.50, but they got it down to £1. But I think it's perhaps got damp or something at some stage, maybe the leg's a bit twisted so it's not quite sitting right, but I think if I just trim a little bit off one of the legs, and then it'll sit lovely.
It is.
So what I've done is I've put it on a nice flat surface so that we can see exactly what's wrong. And I'm reckoning if I measure how far this leg is standing up, which is about 8mm, if I then take 4mm off that leg and 4mm off that leg, we'll not be far off. Might then just need to tweak it a bit. Would you just come and hold us this a second, please, love?
What am I holding?
Just hold that so that I can cut it. Now I'll try it, and I'm not expecting this to be perfect yet. I think I'm going to have to sand some bits off just to get it finely tuned, but we'll see how close we've got. Yeah, there's still a bit of give in there, so if I sand that bit there, I think we'll be not far off. Today's top tip for getting nice flat sanding: use a piece of wood. And like we've got here, I've got some sanding belts, and you put the wood inside and it gives you a nice long flat smooth edge. There we go. I think it's worth £1.50 now.
I think it is.
So that's one job ticked off the list.
You're back on Christmas card list then, yeah?
Possibly, yeah.
So I'm going to cut these down to about 6 inches. This is log burner lovely at that size.
Now we've had a bit of a tidy up, my next job is to strip these old doors down. We're obviously not going to reuse them, they're all going rotten at the bottom. But like I say, I've got a job that I want to use one of these panes of glass for, and I think the hinges and stuff like that will be reusable, because they are actually quite good hinges, those. Waste not, want not. Be a little job for Dawn, cleaning them up with a bit of wire wool. She likes a cleaning job, does our Dawn. Oh, she's here. She must have heard me mention cleaning job. She's come out, she's all keen and eager.
What cleaning job?
Well, if you're offering, there's a couple of hinges there. There'll be a couple more off this one. And there's the name plaque.
And what am I cleaning them with?
I don't know, I don't do cleaning stuff. You is it vinegar or something?
Vinegar?
I don't know. bit of wire wool or whatever.
I've got no wire wool.
We've got some wet and dry paper, that might do it.
Where's that?
In the drawer here.
Where is it, darling?
In the drawer. One at drawers. There you go. There we are, something else. I'll get this other hinge off while you're enthusiastic.
I'm not enthusiastic.
She is enthusiastic. You cleaning them up will save us at least £1. At least. Maybe more.
At least a pound.
At least. This is always a fun job, trying to get old glass out. Because we all know what's going to happen here. Me, a big chisel and a big hammer. And a pane
And a
of
big
glass.
cut.
We're not going to cut ourselves. Famous last words. Ta-da! One piece of glass. Still as one piece of glass. Come on, I'll take you to see Dawn. See what she's up to.
This, my little darling, has not been washed or cleaned since the day it was put on that boat. Watch.
That's coming up lovely. You crack on. Don't forget your coffee.
Oh, where is it? Oh, yeah.
Have you got any top tips for doing that job?
Yeah, it'll make your finger hurt after 3 minutes, so don't do it. Yeah, get somebody else to do it.
That was my top tip.
You see, you learn from the best.
Yeah. It's coming up well though.
It is actually. But it's just muck. It's sheer muck.
Yeah, it's obviously just not been polished or anything for... Having said that, if you look at the mushroom that's on the top of nuts and bolts that you spent ages cleaning up last year, that looks just as bad as that, and it's not really that long since you did that.
No.
So. Brass does very quickly tarnish.
Well, you'll have to do it once a week then, won't you, Peter, while you're off work?
So I'm the official polisher, am I?
Yeah. Where there's muck, there's brass, they say.
Oh, where there's brass, there's muck. Do you know
I'm
what I want
bored.
this for?
What?
What did you buy me for my birthday?
Ah.
You bought me a really nice set of Stanley chisels, didn't you?
Yeah.
And to sharpen them up,
You need a piece of glass.
you need a piece of glass because that's perfectly flat.
Yes.
And you put some wet and dry paper on it, the different grades, and you rub it along them, because the really expensive chisels that you bought me need sharpening when you buy them.
I know, that's bizarre, isn't it? I didn't realise that.
Yeah. How we're looking? Looking good, isn't it?
Mm.
Bit of brasso on that and it'll look like new.
It will. Look lovely. We've got some brass though.
No.
Oh. That's not making me happy.
Dawn, I'm just having 5 minutes sit down. Why don't you come and join me?
Why are you having 5 minutes sit down?
Well, we've been working really hard and we need to test drive these new cushions.
they're nice, aren't they?
Well, they're not new cushions, are they? They're the old cushions that we had before. But then friends of my mum and dad, Doug and Jean, they kind of recovered them for us, didn't they?
They're lovely, aren't they?
They are. They've come up a treat.
Yeah,
Nice
they
new fabric and they're still just as comfy as they used to be. Get a fair few more years out of these chairs now, aren't we?
But you can sit down on a 55 minutes because the fabric out.
Okay. Talking of not sitting down, you can probably hear in the background the lawnmower. Because Nicky on the next boat just currently using a ride-on lawnmower and cutting in the grass. Because these moorings aren't covered by the normal CRT kind of regulations, are they, as such? They don't come round and cut the grass and things and empty bins like they normally do. We all have to take our turn, don't we?
Yeah.
So Nikki's taking her turn at the minute doing the grass, and we've got a few jobs coming up over the coming days, haven't we?
Yeah.
That we'll do to do our bits. So we'll kind of show you some of them. Must be getting my food time now, because I've got a rumbly in my tumbler.
I'm cooking now.
What are we having?
Chinese.
Chinese. We're having the leftover Chinese from last night. Oh,
Yeah.
lovely Chinese as well. It was, weren't it? Yeah, it was lovely. I'm sure we'll enjoy it again today. I'm still lacking a...
Wait, carefully.
Kettle time, beer time.
You know what beer is. And if you drink too much, you won't eat all the tea.
Oh, I will. Well, in the time you've been catching up on what we did over the weekend, I've got that all rebuilt. And Dawn's back from work. You had a good day at work, love?
Not been bad, actually.
Yeah, you been working hard, or have you been sat in a training room doing training all day?
Didn't train him.
Oh, it's not really work, is it then, if you've been sat doing training?
Watch your mouth out.
But yeah, I've got that all boxed out. Tomorrow I'm going to kind of go around and do a bit more fine detail, fill all the screw heads in, do a bit of routering around the edges and things. So we'll have a look, a bit more detail tomorrow, see what the next stage is. Oh, and there's things like doors, I suppose I better put on it as well.
It'd help.
Doors and an hatch and things. We'll start looking at them tomorrow. Well, hopefully everyone's liked this video that's caught you up over the weekend and is getting up to this sort of stage on the rebuild. I'm sure everyone's already subscribed to the channel, and if they are, what do they need to do?
Ding the bell.
Ding the little bell. That means you get notifications each time we put a video on. But did you say tea were nearly ready?
Yeah, it sounded long.
Yeah, what are we having for tea then?
Yorkshire puddings and sausage casserole.
Yorkshire pudding, sausage casserole. Sounds lovely. We'll see you later, folks. Bye bye.